Namaste students. So today we are going to learn a new chapter that is Babar Ali from Reflections. Babar Ali, the world's youngest headmaster making remarkable changes in India. This chapter is written by Samarpita Mukherjee Sharma and now we are going to know about her in detail. Samarpita Mukherjee Sharma is a full-time freelance writer cum editor. She is the Associate Creative Editor of Youth Leader India, the India chapter of Youth Leader magazine. She is a member of the dynamic action-oriented online magazine network. She has won various awards, including recognition from the United Nations Volunteer. So she is a writer and she has written, or you can say she has presented the youngest headmaster in the world, who is known to the Queen of England also. So even it's must that we students, we teachers should know who is this youngest headmaster in the world. So here is the story. Babar Ali is a story about a real hero from Murshidabad, West Bengal, that is in India. He becomes the youngest headmaster at a mere age of 16. At the age of 16, when you are in 10th standard or 11th standard, he is recognized as the youngest headmaster in the world. Babar, still as a student himself at the government-run school in West Bengal, started a school in the afternoons in his parents' backyard in Murshidabad. He mainly wanted to help the underprivileged kids with education. Coming from a privileged family, Babar realized he must do something for the other children in his village. This is the story of Babar Ali. It is just a summary of it. We are going to go in detail what Samarpita Mukherjee Sharma wants to tell about this youngest headmaster in the world. It's a very, very inspiring story. We need to know more about him. So here is a short video which shows the place where he stays. It is Babta, is a village where he stays in Murshidabad, West Bengal, India. This is the backyard which is shown over here where he conducts his classes.
প্রতিদিন 8 কিলোমিটার বাসে এবং 2 কিলোমিটার পায়ে হেঁটে স্কুল থেকে বাড়ি আসতাম। ফিরে এসে বিকেলবেলা দেখতাম যে কিছু ছেলে মেয়ে তারা স্কুলে যায় না, তারা খেলাধুলা করে, মাঠে ঘাটে কাজকর্ম করে। তো তাদেরকে নিয়ে আমি আমার বাড়ির উঠোনে পড়াতে শুরু করি। আমার নাম বাবর আলী। পাশাপাশি বিবিসি আমাকে পৃথিবীর সর্বকনিষ্ঠ প্রধান শিক্ষক হিসেবে স্বীকৃতি জানিয়েছেন। আমি আনন্দ শিক্ষা নিকেতনের প্রতিষ্ঠাতা এবং প্রধান শিক্ষক।
The language which he is speaking is Bengali, but you can read the captions given down.
আমি মাছ বিক্রি করি, তখন বাবর আলী ছোট ছেলে, তখন এই 4-5টা আর ভাই বোনদেরকে নিয়ে বাবর আলী তখন এই রাস্তায় গাছতলায় ওদেরকে নিয়ে পড়ি বেড়ায়। আমি ওকে আবার বললি যে ইয়া করে বেড়াচ্ছো কেন গো, ওরা আমা কাটে না, তখন ছোট ছেলে তো পড়াইতে 2-1টা হইতে ওর কাছে গোটা 10-এরই ছেলে হয়ে গেল। দিয়ে 1 বছর মাছ বেচতে আমার খুব কষ্ট হলো। মাছের হেভি মাছের দর, যে আমার লাতনি আবার পরিবার লোকে খুব কাঁদছে। দিয়ে আমি একদিনকে মাছ বিক্রি করে দিয়ে বিকেলবেলায় ওর কাছে এলো, একটু তাই আমাকে বলো। তা বলছি কি তোমার লাতনিকে আমার স্কুলে ভর্তি করে দাও, আমি পড়াবো তোমার লাতনিকে। আজ আমার মেয়ে এই আজকে বিয়ে কমপ্লিট করতে এসেছে।
সেখানে মেলা রকমের সমস্যা ছিল আপনার। প্রথমে আমাকে মানসিকভাবে হ্যারাসমেন্ট করতে শুরু করতো। পড়াশোনা করে কি লাভ আছে, যারা দুবেলা খেতে পায় না, অনেকে রাস্তাঘাটে কাজ করে বেড়াচ্ছে, দোকানে সকালবেলায় উঠে কাগজপত্র কুড়িয়ে বেড়াচ্ছে বহরমপুরে গিয়ে।
কিন্তু আমরা বলতাম না, আপনারা পড়াশোনা করান, আপনাদের আরো ভালো হবে, আপনারাও মানে আপনারা নিজেরা যেটা জানেন না আপনারা ছেলেমেয়েদের সঙ্গে বুঝিয়ে নেবেন বা আপনারাও শিক্ষিত হবেন।
আমি মাছ বিক্রি করি, সবাই তো জানি, সব ছেলেপিলে কেউ পড়াইতে পারছে না। দিয়ে আমি গাঁয়ের গরিবের ছেলেপিলাকে যাকে পাই তার মা বাবাকে বলে নিয়ে চলে যায়। আমি হচ্ছে যে তখন অনেক করতে অনেকই ছেলে হয়ে গেল, আমাদের বোধহয় 180-90টা ছেলে হয়ে গেল। তখন বাবু বলছে, বাবুর আলী তখন ছোট তো, আমাকে বলছে মাসি তুমি তাহলে আমার স্কুলে থেকে যাও।
কিছু ভালো ভালো মানে মানুষজন পেলাম, আমি যে টুলু হাজরা তিনি আসলেন, তারপরে আমার বোন সে তো পড়াচ্ছে, তারপরে কি আমাদেরই যারা স্টুডেন্ট যারা সমস্ত পড়াশোনা করতে এখন সব বিভিন্ন জায়গাতে পড়াশোনা করছে, তারা এবারে এগিয়ে আসলো আমাকে সহযোগিতা করার জন্য।
আমি স্কুলে বাবর আলীর স্কুলে আমি আজকে 10 বছর হয়েছে আমি আছি, এখনো থাকবো। ও যতটা বড় হইতে পারে ততটা ওর পেছনে আমি থাকবো। যতদিন আমি কোথাও, যতদিন আমি না মাটি হচ্ছি, ততদিন ওর কাছেই থাকবো।
13 বছর আমার বাড়িতে পরিচালিত হওয়ার পরে নভেম্বর 2015 সালে নতুন জায়গাতে স্কুল গিয়েছে। সেখানে প্রায় 400 জন নিয়মিত ছাত্রছাত্রী আছে, তার মধ্যে 60% মেয়ে এবং 40% ছেলে। আমার এবং প্রতিষ্ঠানের 90% কর্মী তারাও মহিলা, এবং আমার প্রাক্তন ছাত্রীরা। কর্ণাটক গভর্নমেন্ট তাদের পাঠ্যসূচিতে প্রি ইউনিভার্সিটি ইংলিশ টেক্সট বুকের পাঠ্যসূচিতে 2013 সাল থেকে আমার জীবনীটা অন্তর্ভুক্ত করেছে। এছাড়াও সিবিএসসি এবং বাইরে ইউরোপ মহাদেশেও আমার জীবনী পড়ানো হয়। বর্তমানে আমার প্রতিষ্ঠান পশ্চিমবঙ্গ সরকারের কর্তৃক অনুমোদিত। গত নভেম্বর মাসে স্কুল বিল্ডিং তৈরি করেছে গ্রাউন্ড ফ্লোর, কিন্তু আমাদের এখন 10টা ক্লাস, আমাদের পর্যাপ্ত ক্লাসরুম নেই, তাই আমরা এখন ক্লাস ঘর তৈরি করতে চাই। শিক্ষক শিক্ষিকাদের কিছু অনারিয়াম দেওয়া রয়েছে, এখানে ফ্রি এডুকেশন দেওয়া হয়, যাতে ফ্রি এডুকেশন দিতে তাদের বই খাতা এবং অন্যান্য জিনিসপত্র যে সমস্ত লাগে সেগুলো আমাদের দিতে হবে। তাছাড়াও একটা প্রশাসনিক খরচ খরচা রয়েছে। আপনারা জানেন মুর্শিদাবাদ জেলা একটা পিছিয়ে পড়া জেলা, এই জেলাতে প্রচুর কাজ করা রয়েছে। এই জেলাতে কোনো স্থায়ী বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় নেই, তো আনন্দ শিক্ষা নিকেতনে ছাত্রছাত্রীরা ফর্মাল এডুকেশনের পাশাপাশি ডিগ্রি এডুকেশনের পাশাপাশি তারা যাতে হাতে কলমে কাজকর্ম করতে পারে সেই জন্য একটা স্কিল ডেভেলপমেন্ট ইনস্টিটিউট তৈরি করার পরিকল্পনা রয়েছে। তাছাড়াও আমার একটা বড় পরিকল্পনা ড্রিম, সেটা হচ্ছে যে এডুকেশন ফর অল, প্রত্যেকের জন্য শিক্ষা। তো এটা আমার একা পক্ষে সম্ভব নয়, আমরা যদি সবাই মিলে এগিয়ে আসি যাদের জন্য এখনো শিক্ষার প্রয়োজন রয়েছে, তো আশা করি আমরা একটা ভালো দেশ গড়ব আমাদের ভবিষ্যতের জন্য।
So over the past 14 years, he has taught thousands of children, and the mission still continues to grow in size. And this mission, this particular dream can be made through only we support. So here was a small clipping of the youngest headmaster in the world. Let's know about this youngest headmaster. You can see the picture, that's the just now video you saw, he was a grown-up Babar Ali. Now here in the clippings you have the Babar Ali who was a school-going boy, or you can say not school-going boy, college-going boy. So Babar went to Kozim Bazar Raj Sundari Vidyapith, where he was a class 12th student. Now you all are in class 1, so you can say 11th class, first PUC. So at this particular age, he also went to college. You can see behind this, at the background you can see this is college. College's name is Kozim Bazar Raj Sundari Vidyapith, run by government. So here he studied his 12th standard. He was a model student and the first member to get a proper education, because in his village none of the student, none of the child, none of the boy went further. Maybe they have dropped out from the school at the age of say 7 years, just like 6 years the school starts, right? So like at the age of 15, 16 also they might have dropped out, but he was the luckiest guy, you can say. He was a privileged child to get further formal education. After his school hours, he would make his way to an afternoon school where he was the headmaster for 800 students just at the age of 16. Now normally your college entirely you spend it, because you are a science student, you spend the entire day studying. But yes, he was privileged enough, he got chance that in the morning he used to attend the college, and in the afternoon when you people was normally during the schools, when you went back home to school, you would just throw your bag and just go out to play. But this particular boy did not go out to play, but he started his own school. At the age of 16, he was the headmaster of 800 students. So let's see in detail what his school is. His school was a dilapidated concrete structure covered in half-tone posters Dilapidated means not in a good condition. He never built a school. Just now in the video you saw he got help from various corners of the world and from India also, you can say, especially West Bengal government. Now at present he is building a school with proper infrastructure. You can see students are getting chance to get proper education. But in the initial stages when he started the school at the age of 9, you can say, his school was a dilapidated concrete structure and it was covered with half-torn posters. When we don't have proper money, or you can say enough of money to put plaster on the wall or to put paint on the wall, the best part what the people they do is they stick to, or you can say posters. Posters are nothing else but the advertisements for which they get money. If you go to a village area, the company which has given the poster to put on is the wall. Of course, the company pays for the person. At the same time, his wall is used to advertise their products. So here if you see this particular school was a dilapidated concrete structure with half-torn posters. Those posters also were very, very old, which were covering the bricks on the wall. Inside in a tinky, dank room sat Babar. Babar was having a small office because he was the headmaster. It was a dark room. It was not a well-lit room. Behind the office was a gate that opened to Babar's home. Here, rows of poor, underprivileged kids sat under the open blue sky and learned with joy. Oh, very beautiful school, right? You don't have a ceiling above your head, you have open sky, blue sky, because in the afternoon they used to gather together and he used to teach them to study. Babar Ali teaches the lessons the way he has heard from his teachers. Babar Ali, of course, he is not a trained teacher. He has not received training as a teacher, but whatever lessons were taught in the school or in the college, he used to come and teach those things to his you can say students. His students were going to learn in detail. The classes in his school are from 1st standard to 8th standard. So it's quite obvious, even if you try, if you see in your locality or if you see in your house, if a maid is there, if her son or daughter, they are not going to school, you can take the initiative of teaching them the basics because you have already learned it from your teachers, right? So here Babar Ali, what he used to do is, he used to learn the lessons from his teachers and that same thing he used to teach to students in his school. He teaches students under the open sky. You will say, wow, so nice, yes? Yeah, because in the afternoon, it's very, very hot, but they are not bothered about the hot sun. They love, learning from their teacher. Some children sit in the mud, others on rickety benches under a rough homemade shelter. The floor also is not tiled one, it is a muddy floor where you have, the author has mentioned that you have the hen or cock nearby, they are scratching the ground in search of the grain. You have shit of the hen or cock around, but still in that particular situation, the students sit over there on a muddy ground and they are much more concerned is to get educated. Class 1 and 2 have 200 students. If you see in the lower classes, there are more number of students. Class 8 has just 20 students. Now, why this happens? Because if you see children are going to school at the age of 1 or 2 are just 6 to 7 years old, and those kids are not useful, they are not used by their parents much to work in the field where they are working. So, class 1 and 2, he has more number of students, but as the division increase or as the standard goes on increasing, in class 8 he just has 20 students. It is just about the past. The chapter was written long back, say you can say 12 to 13 years back. Now the situation is different. So here the author says that class 1 and 2 has 200 students and class 8 has just 20 students. They study 10 subjects taught by Babar and Debarita Bhattacharya. Now Debarita Bhattacharya is the only one you can say in the staff which actually she is a college student, but she comes as a volunteer and along with Babar, even she teaches the students. Textbooks are free from class 1 to 5. because parents, they cannot afford. Now he is saying that though government schools are there, though government schools are providing free education, but in those days they had to pay for the books, they had to pay for the uniform. So from where they will get the money for the books and uniform? So here in his school, he is providing books free of cost from class 1 to 5. On any day, there are close to 400 students present. Though it is hard to get children to listen, yet the narrow age gap works. They are more like friends. This helps them learn easily. Now here actually I would like to mention that I just told you that during the afternoon hour when he was let me tell you about his routine. Not now, when he was in Kosim Bazar Sundari Vidyapit, when he used to go there for class 11 standard, what was his routine? He used to wake up early in the morning. 7 o'clock, after doing all his house chores, he used to take an auto. He used to go by auto, and afterwards further 5 kilometers he used to walk to reach to his college. So he was, you can say, a hard worker. But that thing has not stopped him to fulfill the dream of other children, underprivileged children, unprivileged children, those who are not getting the chance to go to school. So he used to come in the afternoon and start his school. It is very, very important because we people, we grumble for small, small things. If mom is waking up early in the morning, Baba, wake up early morning, do some yoga, go or just go out and do some exercise, or you do this, or you get something from the shop, we start grumbling, right? But this particular child never grumbled because he knew, as compared to other children, he was privileged to get a chance to go to college to get a formal education. So I hope this particular slide is clear to you. 1 to 5 books are free. In class 1 and 2, he had 200 students. In class 8, he had 20 students. Why? Because as the classes as the students go to higher classes, they grow, and as they are growing, their strength, their energy is utilized by their parents, which are financially backward, to earn the money. Like in India, it was a wrong belief that children are God gifted, and there used to be lots of children in one house. You can say a parent used to have almost 10 to 12 kids, and taking care of those 10 to 12 kids was not possible. So the only way of managing the family was, as soon as the child grows big, as soon as he is able to understand what work he has to do, how he should do, the kids were taken to do the job. If the father is a farmer, they were taken to farm to help the farmer. If he is a fisherman, they were taken to sea to do fishing, and that is the profession that they used to learn from their parents. But formal education they never got, and that's why majority of people in India are illiterate. And of course, Government of India, they're trying their best to make the people literate through various schemes. We have adult literacy, and you have this. You have your teachers going to each and everyone's house and asking for the dropouts, for the reasons, because since the government is doing this census of taking the counts of the dropouts, they're trying their best. And now, if you see, government provides free education, free uniform, as well as free midday meals also. But in those days, it was not being provided. So he had taken the initiative of doing this job. So let's continue. The school had 60 regular attendees. You will say, ma'am, 800 students are there, and why now this count is showing as 60? 60 regular. The people, those who never, they never gave up. They used to every day come, whatever may be the reason, whatever may be the difficulty, they used to come regularly to the school. Though there are just 60 regular attendees and over 220 students on a roll call. Now you might have seen in your schools and your colleges, you have registers. You have attendance register. So on the roll call, in the attendance register, the count was 220. Are you getting it? So if the question is asked in the board exam, not to get confused, 60 are regular students, 220 students were on the roll call, and overall there are 800 students. That is what is telling about the past, because this chapter was written long back. It is not about the present. So not to get confused, because if you give a search in the Google, or if you go and search on YouTube, you will get the present situation, present condition of the school. So 10 volunteer teachers taught grades 1 through 8. So the teachers who came over here were volunteers, they were the students of the same school or maybe his friends. They came forward to help Babar Ali that yes, Babar Ali, if you are going to do this good job, noble job, even we are with you. So one of them was what is her name? Debarita Chatterjee. His afternoon venture was recognized by the West Bengal government, which means students graduating from Babar's school are eligible to be transferred to other local high schools. It's a really good job done by West Bengal government that his school is recognized. So the students also studying in this school from 1st standard to 8th standard, they are qualified or they are eligible to go to further 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th standards in other colleges. Means it is certified, right? So that was a plus point you can say, which really helped Babar Ali to still get more and more students. And he is saying that today there are more than 1,000 students coming to his school. So Babar is fortunate and privileged in his village because he went to school and got formal education. Of course, privilege in the sense he was not from a well-off family. His family was not at all rich. His condition, the financial condition of Babar Ali's family was same as other families in the village. But he was privileged because his father gave importance to education. That is what it says. His father, Nasiruddin, you can see in the picture, his is the real father. I've got a real picture of Babar Ali and his father. His father, Nasiruddin, a school dropout. Even his father was a school dropout because maybe his father was not able to send him to school and he was made to come and do the job. Actually, Babu's father is a jute seller. He also has a farm where he works in the farm. And there was a chance that he would have asked Babar Ali to come and work in the farm, but Babar Ali was actually lucky enough, you can say privileged, to be sent to school for further education. So his father, Nasiruddin, a school dropout, believes that education is man's true religion. And that is what we also should agree with it, because education teaches you how to lead your life. With your morals, with your knowledge, with your character, everything is built due to education. Even your traditions or your culture passed on from one generation to next generation is also a part of education only. So education is a man's true religion. That was, he strongly believed, and that's why he has sent Babar and he really helped his son. Maybe in the initial stages he was not knowing should he cooperate with Babar Ali or not, but later on when he realized yes, whatever he is doing is a good thing, he started helping Babar Ali by providing meals, you can say rice, whatever was grown in his farm. In the initial stages, before he got help from other fields, from other people, Babar Ali's father, Nasiruddin Sheikh, he helped him by providing rice for the students because Babar Ali was providing midday meals also. He did not force the students to wear uniform. They can come in their dress, whatever they are wearing. He gave them free books and he gave them free meals also. So parents, they thought, okay, fine, if our kids are getting free education, free books they are getting and free meals, main thing is your stomach. If your stomach, if a father, if a mother, if they are not able to fulfill or you can say fill the stomach of a child or the family, they feel somewhat, they regret for something, they feel they are deprived, they feel they are unprivileged, all these things. So if the basic things are provided, they were happy to send their children to school. So here, once again I'll read. His father, Nasiruddin, a school dropout, believes that education is man's true religion and initially supported his son's venture with his own income. And I have explained to you what he has done. It is given in your textbook also, you can read it. And if you want, you can search more on YouTube. The next is, Babar thought education is not affordable for most of the underprivileged families. Hence, instead of going to school, most of the boys help out their families by working as mechanics, day laborers, grass cutters, livestock herders. This is what is the job or occupation followed in West Bengal, or we can say Murshidabad. where you can see boys couldn't go because their parents cannot afford to go to school, send them to school. So they went as mechanics, they went as day laborers, they went as cutters, they went as livestock herders, and girls went as maids. At a very young age, when a child or when a girl child was capable of doing the job, those girls were, no, they were allotted some houses, and in those houses, they were supposed to clean utensils, clothes, take care of younger children in the house. You can say child labor. So Babar Ali felt very, very bad, and so he said, okay, while girls work as maid servants, he wanted to change this. Thus began his dream of a school. That is what was his dream. I should have a school where I will provide free education to all these underprivileged students, financially underprivileged students whose parents cannot afford them to send to school. So here the name of the school, of course his school is recognized by West Bengal government, and the name of his school is Anand Shiksha Niketan. Anand means joy, Shiksha is education, or you can say learning, and Niketan is the place, right? So Anand Shiksha Niketan, the place where students, they enjoy learning, joy of learning. Started as a game, got institutionalized in 2002. So it started as a game. Why it started as a game? Because Babar Ali, as soon as he used to come from school, his friends and they used to play teacher. I hope many of you have girls, especially boys. I don't know if they do play or not, but girls especially, they enjoy when you are in senior KG, junior KG. You don't have any other model in front of you, role model in front of you. You have your nursery teacher. So maybe boys also have played, and even girls also have played it. After coming home, you play teacher, where you have your friends. Sometimes you become students, sometimes your friends become students. So in that way you play. So even Babar Ali used to come home and play teacher. So when he used to play teacher, he was the only boy who went to formal school, and whatever he used to, especially he has taught them arithmetic. Now, while playing in the game, he used to teach them whatever he learned in the school. And his friends were very much enthusiastic. Oh, all these things happen in school, because they never went to school. So they used to love the game, and this slowly the game actually, you can say, had turned into a big institution now, where Babar Ali gives education. That game has turned into an institution, or you can say a Anand Shiksha Niketan. So help began to come from his own teachers. When they got to know that Babar Ali is doing a very noble job, even they came forward. Even they came as volunteers. They started teaching the students whenever they were free. Monks at the local Ramakrishna mission. The Ramakrishna mission, if you say, it's world famous, and they always come forward to help in such cases. So even the monks from the local Ramakrishna mission, they came forward. IAS officers came forward, and even the local cops, the local police also came forward. So he even started a midday meal scheme. I told you before only. When the children of the village and the localities nearby are done with their course and job at daytime, they run to attain Babar's afternoon school. They arrive in time for Tulu Masi's opening bell. In the video, you have seen one lady, she was having that bell in the hand, she was banging the bell. She is none other than Tulu Hazra. She is the one who will help Babar Ali in getting more and more students. Tulu Rani Hazra is an illiterate fishmonger by morning and a crusading educationalist by afternoon. So what was her job? She was actually a fishmonger. Fishmonger means a fish seller. If you see, West Bengal is a place where you have learned in geography. It is a delta place, and there the main occupation of the people there may be fishing. And this particular lady, in the video you had seen her daughter is there. Even she was concerned about her daughter. Later on, Babar Ali requests her, why don't you send your daughter to my school? The daughter got education in his school, and today if you see next to in this picture, next to Babar Ali is her daughter only. She is a teacher over there. So this Tulu Rani Hazra, she was an illiterate fishmonger by morning. And by afternoon, what she used to do when she used to go selling the fish, she also realized there are students, they're not students, you can say children. Because students, when they come to school, they become students, right? So there are children, they are, they are school dropouts children, or they can say their children are not going to school. Even she felt bad, and she started persuading the parents that in one locality here there is a small boy, he has started a school, and why don't you send your child to his school, because there he provides free education, free books, as well as your child will get free food in the afternoon. In that way she used to go on persuading parents wherever she sent selling fish. So on fish selling rounds to nearby villages, her job is to confront the parents who have stopped sending their children to school and persuade them to send to school. The teaching staff of 9 is made up of high school student volunteers. They also are average teenagers who are helping out in making a difference. You can see in the picture over here, photo, there are almost, you can say, 9, and one was Debrita. So these are teenagers, they are volunteers. You can see, especially he has pointed out, there is more of female staff, and these female staff, they are teenagers. The age limit between the kids coming to the school and these teachers is the gap is very, you can say, small, and that has helped him a lot. He, along with other volunteer, teaches students under the open sky. This we have already seen it. Textbooks are free from class 1 to 5. This also we are just revising. The narrow gap between the students and teachers works to their advantage. This is very, very important. You yourself, you enjoy to be with the teachers, those who are almost nearby. They are few years elder to you, because they understand your situation. They help you out in small things, or you can say big things, whatever it is. They help out in studies also. They are very, very friendly. So here he says that the narrow gap between the students and teachers has really helped, and it is really very, very advantage. It is to their advantage that it has helped him to teach the children, because teacher, they know how to go to the level of the students. You can't teach a nursery child like a lecturer. You cannot go on giving lecture with a very serious tone and a very serious face. You cannot go on lecturing a nursery child. You have to be like a nursery child only. If you remember, if you can recall your nursery classes, your teacher used to dance along with you. She used to sing nursery rhymes. She used to enjoy along with you, and used to enjoy seeing teacher is such a big lady. She's dancing along with us, and used to enjoy, used to learn more easily. Used to love learning, right? So same way here, he says that the teachers and students gap has worked to their advantage. The atmosphere there is very friendly. The deprived children have found love for learning. Main thing what you want is you need to love what you are learning. You just cannot force. Now, even if you're forced to learn something, you won't learn through heart, you will learn by heart. And when you learn by heart, it doesn't go in your CPU, right? So Babar Ali continues to teach and inspire hundreds of children and millions of youth. As a 9-year-old can alone change the world is enough inspiration for the disgruntled youth of today. If a 9-year-old child, just out of game, when he started the school, when he got inspiration, why don't I do this? Why don't I continue this? Such a small child, 9 years old child, or you can 16 years old. Now, even now if you see, he's just few years elder to you. So such a man, such a child, if he can do such a difference, because he doesn't belong to a privileged family where he is financially very rich, or you can say he can afford all these things. No, he may be facing lots of problems. Even now, if you ask him, if you go and talk to him personally, he may be having lots of problems, but still he has not given up. It is when we are concerned about our surroundings, and instead of complaining, if we can bring about a change, it will be a great contribution to society from us. Don't you feel so? Because we all are privileged enough. If all of us, of course, when we were small kids, when we were going to colleges, we have done a job of going and teaching adults. We had adult literacy. We used to enjoy teaching adults at least the basic, to how to read, how to write your alphabets, your A, I, E, and we have really enjoyed. And the respect which you get from those people, they never forget you. So why don't even we, instead of grumbling, I don't have this, I don't have that, why don't we be a part of society? Why don't we help society to grow together? Like, why don't we grow together? That is what we get the inspiration from this youngest headmaster in the world. See, I'll just repeat the thing. It is when we are concerned about our surrounding, only if we are concerned about our surrounding, let us not be selfish. Let us don't think that we are the only people staying on this earth. There is a society. In society, you have underprivileged. Let's always consider ourselves to be privileged, and let's consider that they means understand the suffering of the underprivileged. If you compare yourself to the people around you, those who are highly privileged than you are never happy. And you don't feel like doing anything for society. But if you compare yourself to the people under you, or you can say those who are underprivileged as compared to you really feel that, yeah, thank God I am lucky, and yes, I should do something for them to come to my level at least. Are you getting it? So if we can bring about a change, it will be a great contribution to society from us. And as a part and parcel of society, it is must that we should contribute something to society. Okay. So this is what is the end of the chapter. This is the last line which author has used for Babar Ali, and I would love to repeat it. We salute you for dreaming and making your dreams come true. Yes, he has a dream. If you see even our former president Abdul Kalam, he says you should dream and that dream should be brought into reality. So only if you dream, you can make changes. You can, so dream high, dream big, and try your best to make those dreams come true. And Babar Ali is one of the inspiration. He doesn't belong to any other part from the like any other part in the world. He belongs to our own land, motherland, that is West Bengal, and that is enough for us and for the people all around the world to inspire that even age doesn't matter, financial situation doesn't matter. Only you need a strong willpower. You need a strong willpower. You need strong understanding, or you need to understand your responsibility towards your society, and that is enough. Your hard work, your dedication, that is enough to bring a change in society, and it's going to help a lot, not only to the society but to you also, because by the end of the day, the feeling of satisfaction which you get is more than the happiness which you won't get even after buying a very expensive car or very expensive bungalow. The happiness which you get internally is it's more expensive than any happiness which you cannot buy through this currency, or you can say through crores of rupees. Okay, so with this we end with this chapter. See you in the next class. Read this chapter, enjoy reading, and I want that you should get inspired by this particular youngest headmaster in the world, whose name is Babar Ali, who is from West Bengal. Thank you. Bye. Take care.